Good morning. What's up? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. It's also Trash Day, which is nice. Trash Day hasn't changed from the old neighborhood to the new neighborhood. So that's good. That's good. What is up? I'm still getting used to this setup. I guess this is only day three of the new setup. Generic thumbnail, generic title. Guess what that means? Nothing to talk about. I have an update from my lost mail, the story I shared yesterday. I do have an update with that. Good, a happy ending. What else is going on? That's about it. I just want a little show and tell. I'm going to show off some Cubs cards that arrived in the mail this week. What else? What did I do yesterday? It's like I didn't do much. I did a lot. I just can't remember what I did. Oh, we had people in and out yesterday. So I was, I had to go track down. I did play Mail Sleuth, search for missing mail. I had to return. Oh my God. I had to return the modem. Is it the modem or the router? I can never remember. Whatever it was that you have to return to Charter, Comcast, whoever your internet provider is. We changed internet providers. We were under Charter Spectrum, which is the cable company, but we cut the cord, kept the internet. So we cut it all yesterday with the new house. We are now with TDS, and we have extremely fast internet speeds. I did a test yesterday. Extremely fast. Extremely fast. Got a shadow on the TV because I've been closing my my shade that's directly in front of my desk. But I have a bird's nest. It's very quaint because I look up, I'm typing, I'm adding inventory to my eBay store, and I look up and there's a robin feeding her little birdies. It's right there. I can't flip the camera around because it's attached to the computer. If I had my old Logic cam, I could just boop. I wonder if StreamYard can pick up. I wonder if I could add. Is this plugged in? I don't think I can do that, can I? I don't think I can add a second camera. I could probably send myself a link and then add it to the stream, and I could show you the bird. It's a you don't need to see the bird. It's a frickin' robin, and it's a nest. It's underneath our deck. I was actually ready to knock it down. Apparently they're very persistent fellas. The carpenters that were working on our deck knocked it down, and they built it back up. Like, them bastards, they don't want a freaking bird's nest under my deck. But now that I see a little bird family, I don't want to be a home wrecker. I don't know. That might actually be Papa. Papa Robin might be there now because the bird that's there is just like standing watch. He's got like a pose. That's what Papa Robin's doing right now. He's on the nest, and he's just staring at the board in front of him. So if it was Mama Bird, she would probably be sitting on the nest, which they're hatched because I saw the little feed me. I saw that. I've seen that several times. Yeah, so this bird must be Papa Bird. Have you ever wondered how birds meet? Like, this is clearly a family unit, a husband-wife bird. How do birds meet? I've always wondered that. Is there a courting process among any other mammals other than humans? Do they just hey, Let's be a family unit. I wasn't smoking any drugs this morning. It may sound like it with my How Do Birds date. No smoking drugs here. So, I don't know. But it looks like Papa Bird's standing tall, watching over his little babies. So, I took this damn router back to Charter Spectrum yesterday. And I thought I could just walk up to the desk and be like, here, take this. I don't want it anymore. That's not how it works. I walked in and there's a big old computer screen. And you have to check in. I'm like, oh, okay. Check in. I am going to sound discriminatory, but I have to tell my story. When I went into Charter Spectrum to drop off my router, simple, like 30-second, and that's what it ended up being, like literally 30 seconds. Here, I just signed a piece of paper and walked out. However, I had to wait 40 effing minutes to do 30 seconds of drop off because apparently, here it comes, Bo's being discriminatory. Apparently it's Senior Citizen Day on Tuesday morning at Charter Spectrum. In fact, there was a couple in one of the couples in front. Well, there was two elderly ladies on one side. They had two employees, and the other employee that was nearest me was a husband-wife combo. I wonder if they met like the birds meet. They had lots of questions, which I understand. Look at me. Who am I to speak about not knowing technology? I'm the poster boy for being a dumbass when it comes to technology. So it was kind of funny the first 20 minutes, and then the second 20 minutes, it's like, Jesus H. Criminally. Is that a word? Criminally. People don't want to say Christ, so they say criminally. Jesus H. Criminally. So, and then I feel bad for the lady working behind the counter. At one point, she said, "You have a 2-hour window to decide," and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. You have 2 hours to decide. What that tells me is that couple had been there long before I walked in the door at 10:30 or whatever it was that I walked in. And they're asking questions. I think one question was, do I have to plug the internet to my landline? That was a question. Like, come on, we haven't had to do that in 20 years. Bo's being an asshole. However, it did get like, dude, come on. So the gentleman, I shouldn't use that word because he was being a prick. He was being friendly, nice. However, what he said, he was being a prick. Like, dude, how do I say this without continuing to be discriminatory? Anyway, I'm just going to, and I quote. So I actually texted my friends. I was in such disbelief. I'm texting people this conversation that is being had at Charter Spectrum. So the older gentleman, the older man said and I quote, "Is your customer service American?" That's a direct quote from the man in front of me at Charter Spectrum. He finished, well, he continued with, "I say that because I don't understand the other ones." And then he added, "No offense." And you're like, why would he add no offense? Because the lady helping him, this is where I'm trying to, I don't want to be like, she appeared to be another nationality. And so that's why I assume he ended his quote with "no offense." Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you imagine working in that, like, that retailer's job? Like, and that's the type, and you have to just smile and be nice to them. You have to smile and be nice to these pricks and assholes. So finally, my name was called. I did my 30 seconds, and boom, I was out of there. So that was my day. How was yours? That was my day. So we got, I was like, I had that. I had to run those errands. We had people here throughout the day. So I was throughout the day, I had bits and pieces of work, and then I was getting interrupted. So I felt very inefficient yesterday. However, damn it, I still haven't figured out which way to point. Right there. That, my friends, will be filled in with a baseball card case. Thank you, Brian Dean. He sent me a link. I did not buy that specific case that he shared, but there was another one because that space. So guess what I did? I got you can see the tape measure. I have a tape measure that goes with my hammer and my 2 screwdrivers. Oh, and my rubber mallet. So I have a tape measure, and I measured that space, that white space between the shelf. How about that? That's, I think, 14 inches. Right there. Mike, what's 14 inches from here? And then I can start the shelf, have a little white space, boom, to that doorway. I can't remember what the space was. It's not going to be exactly 14 inches. My wife will be like, that's not right. It's like, oh. Because it was either 24, and here I am, because I don't want to spend too much time shopping around. I don't even like shopping on the internet. I hate shopping. So I bought, I think it holds like 44 graded cards. So that, and it's not going to be delivered till next week, but I have somebody hanging, because you're like, you have somebody hang your pictures. I mean, it's a job I can do. I just, for the benefit of all involved, namely my wife, I refrain. But I have those heavy ball walls, which take freaking time to hang those, because you got to anchor them in. There's now going to be 8 of them. Takes a lot of time, and I could make time, but I choose not to, especially when it comes to hanging stuff. So I don't know when somebody's going to come. We've got a guy. We've got a guy that's going to hang all our stuff. So I think that case that I bought, the baseball card case, comes next week. Monday, I believe. Which is weird, because usually when I order on Amazon, it's like, oh, it'll be here on Monday, or it'll be here 2 days from now. Sometimes next day. I love Amazon. I never used Amazon until recently, within the last, I guess when I started my business. That's when I started using Amazon. Because before that, it's like, I never ordered anything from Amazon. Now I find myself ordering a lot from Amazon. And I broke the seal. We've got Harlan in the house. What's up, Harlan? Good morning, David. Herman in the house. Scott is here. Victor, good morning. The Cubs, they're flying the white flag. They're flying the W flag. They may be flying the white flag later this month. We have I have my Cubs group chat. Latest topic has been actually it's been a continuing topic. What are the Cubs going to do at the deadline? And it seems like whenever the Cubs win, it's like, oh, we're going to buy at the deadline. And then when they lose, oh, we suck, we're going to sell. I think the Cubs are going to move some pieces at the deadline. I just don't think it's going to happen for the Cubs. I had hopes at the beginning of the season, but those hopes are falling out of favor. So my comment regarding the trade deadline, just based on like the two names that are bounced around in trade rumors going into the trade deadline, what I want to happen is the Cubs extend Marcus Stroman. I mean, they don't have to extend him today or tomorrow, but I would like them to extend Marcus Stroman in the offseason, keep him with the team, and trade Cody Bellinger. But I think they're going to trade them both. I think it's going to be, I mean, it's not a fire sale, but it's going to be anybody that's not signed, I think is done. So that's my thoughts on what's going to happen, because they're like playing 500 ball. They're just playing 500 ball. They're below 500, but it's like they win a game, they lose a game. They win one, they lose two. So it's just it's annoying me. Double A Cards, good morning. JW's in the house. What a refreshing win last night for the Cubbies. It was. I hope now they just need to string. Okay, we got one. Now let's string together some. Let's string together some wins. Hall of Fame card collector is officially double deuces. Happy birthday. Good morning, Kyle in the house. We've got Paul. Good morning. Ooh, great question from Double A Cards. How are the eBay sales going for everyone? I will say, as expected, I will preface my upcoming statement with, as expected, my July eBay sales are in the toilet. It's like a wet fart. That's my eBay sales in July. A wet fart that makes you go, uh-oh. It's my July eBay sales. But was as expected. Kind of like when you eat Taco Bell, that wet fart, you expect it, right? Yeah, my eBay sales have been in the absolute frickin' dumps. Probably, I say that, probably more shitty than I expected. I mean, I don't know if I've hit my daily goal one single day in the month of July. Oh, wait, July 1st I did. July 1st, I hit my daily goal. July 4th of July. I had a great 4th of July. That appears to be the only. So 2 out of 18 days, I've hit my daily goal, and I've come up short. One day, I didn't even hit 50% of my goal. 2 days. Last Thursday, and Monday of this week, didn't even hit 50% of my daily sales goals. I'm hoping things turn around because I have added like 1,000 items this week, almost 1,000 items. I think I only added 100 or 150 yesterday. So my eBay sales absolutely suck, which it is a bit concerning right now. But I think there's a lag. So I think the algorithm recognized. I went 2 weeks without adding a decent amount of inventory. Now, from July, when did I start adding? Did I start adding Monday? Jesus, what day is it? It's Wednesday. So Monday, I did it's like I have to add inventory to my eBay store. So Monday was the 17th, so it would have been July 3rd. July 3rd was the last time I used Card Dealer Pro to upload batches of cards to my eBay store. So I went a solid 2 weeks. Now, in that 2 weeks, I did list, stuff here and there. I 10 cards here, 5 cards here, but I went several days not adding anything. I think that really, with the lack of adding inventory, I mean, within I probably average a few hundred a day. If you look over the course of a year, I probably average a few hundred cards to my eBay store a day. But in that 2-week time span, it was probably 5 a day. In that 2 weeks, 5, 7. I mean, it probably was 7 or 8 a day. So that's a big hit. And when you start running numbers on volume, that's going to take its toll. It's going to take its toll on the algorithm. So I think as I now start to, because now my goal is to, okay, I've got to get back to, now that I'm kind of pretty much set up, even though I've got a freaking roll of carpet and I didn't move those things. That I was going to move those as soon as my show ended yesterday. Didn't do it. But now that I'm pretty much settled in, I've got my setup to where I can ship and list and ship, ship and list and ship. I'll get back on the routine of listing volume consistently. And that should swing the pendulum back. And I might run a sale. I'm trying to map out like when is a good time, because I'm still a little behind, even though my sales have sucked this month. I'm still a little behind from just being away out of town for a few days. So still playing catch up, and then, just running all over the place. I did a lot of listing on Monday. So my eBay sales have sucked in July, kind of by design, and definitely was expected. Now, if this continues, if I continue to add inventory and we go into August and I'm seeing similar numbers, then I'm going to start being a little concerned. Now, also going in with it, not only have I not added a lot of inventory, it's July. And June and July are typically, over the long course of hobby sales, typically the slowest months. And I think especially now, there's like no products coming out. And I think when new products are released, it almost like it's out of sight, out of mind. We had Top Series 2. What? God, it's been 6 weeks ago. When was Top Series 2 released? Early June. We don't have another product, baseball. Now, I think there's been some like random shit released, but no like mainstream product, no new blasters that you see in Walmart, Target, etc. But Topps Chrome will be out next Wednesday, coinciding with the National. I don't remember a mainstream release like Topps Chrome. Now, I've only been to 2 Nationals, so my national history dates back 4 years. But in those 4 years, I don't remember a new mainstream product being released the week of the National. But I think it's great. Like, why wouldn't you? If you're a card company, why wouldn't you have a brand new shiny product, boom, on the first day of the National? So I think that's good timing. I don't know if it was planned or not planned, but I think it worked out well. So, yes, my eBay sales suck, but we'll see. So I may run a sale. We'll see. I also haven't been buying new inventory. When I buy new inventory, and here's the thing about eBay sales. You will, and I've discovered this over many sales I've run, many buys that I've made, and just doing eBay full time for almost 2 years. When I add fresh inventory and I'm not talking 89 upper deck singles or anything like that. I'm talking like if I go to a dollar box and I buy 100 cards, and put them up for like $5, I find that drives additional traffic and other sales. I'm not just selling those cards, I'm selling other stuff that's been sitting. Same with sales. A lot of people are concerned. I don't want to run a 50% off sale because I don't want this card to sell for half of comps or whatever. But what I've realized in running many 50% off sales, I'm mostly moving junk. Like people are buying, if I buy 10 or more cards and 50% off, I'm selling a bunch of 82 top singles. Set builders are coming in. TTM, that's where I sell a lot of that stuff. Set builders and TTM, through the mail autograph people. The other day I sold like 4 Jim Clancy cards. 81 Donruss, 82 Tops, 82 Donruss, 82 Fleer, Jim Clancy. You know, I made a profit of $3 or $4 selling a few Jim Clancy cards. So now I'm not saying go out and buy a bunch of Jim Clancy cards, because, you know, they could have been sitting in my eBay store for a year before they sell, but it's good to have. You know, if you're looking for something to just list some random shit, because it might sell. So those are some of the takeaways that I've learned just by running sales, buying inventory. You know, I hate it when I hear, and I've bitched about all the content creators talking about the National and all that. Like, oh, nobody's, and that, I think the biggest misconception with slower eBay sales, I know some people are having good Julys. Like, if I was committed to my eBay store, I would be having a great July. I'm just not committed. I've had a new house, a wedding, the Madison Card Show is this weekend. Then I'm leaving for 5 days for the National. So July is kind of a bit crazy. But if it was not crazy, I would probably be singing a different tune. The biggest misconception I'm seeing out there for people that are having slow eBay sales is because people are saving for the National. No, they're not. Because a sliver, and I've said this multiple times, less than 1% of active collectors are going to the National. 99.5% of people that buy cards on eBay or anywhere else, they're not going to the National. But it's like I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's video, it's 90% of content creators, it's not the 80-20 rule, it's the 90-10, 95-5 rule. 95% of content creators are going to the National. That's why they're all talking about the National. And then there's 95% of content creators, 5% staying home. But in the hobby, 99.5% of collectors, they're not going to the National. 0.5% are. So it's not representative. It's not indicative of the market. It's more indicative of it's summer. Especially if you're in the Midwest, you're not focused on buying cards because you have other hobbies. You're golfing, you're boating, you're fishing and swimming. You're going to baseball games. You're going to family reunions, weddings, all of that stuff. There's a lot of competition for our hobby time in June, July, August. So that was a really long-winded answer to the question, how are eBay sales going for everyone? In fact, so long, I need to get another cup of coffee, which, man, I freaking love having my coffee maker right there. It can't stay there, though. Why? Because, in fact, that shelf is moving once I get the rest of this crap out of here. I think that's the biggest thing that's frustrating me right now is we're living in this in-between time. And what I'm talking about is in this home, because I have shit on the floor. I have carpet because that carpet's got to be laid in another room here. We've got, you know, a lot of my wife's art is just on counters upstairs because we've got cabinets that were on back order. So I'm just, that's what, like if stuff was getting done, I'd feel much better. But it's like I'm living day to day. It's like, when does this come in? When does that come in? Oh, it's on back order. They don't know yet. Or next Wednesday. So I just want it done. I'm impatient. My wife is even more impatient. So if I'm this crazed, I can't imagine what's going through her head. Well, I do know. Christian's in the house. Good morning. Took my daughter to Comerica Park yesterday to take batting practice and play catch on the field. Awesome day. That is pretty cool. That is very cool. Brian Wolf says happy birthday to Hall of Fame card collector. Double A says, how much Topps Chrome is everyone going to be ripping? Double A coming in with some good questions this morning. I don't know what other people are doing. I I don't know if I'm going to rip. I mean, if I find it in what's the price point on Topps Chrome? Are they $35 for a blaster? If it's $35 for a blaster, I'll probably buy 2 blasters. If they're $30, I might buy 3. If they're 25, I'll probably buy 4. So basically, my budget for Topps Chrome, 75 to $100. If it's there, I'm not going to go out looking for, I'm not going to actively shop for Topps Chrome. I'm not going to buy hobby boxes. I'm not going to buy it online. Like, it could go on target.com and be like, here's the link, buy some Topps Chrome. I'm like, if I'm in Target or Walmart, I'll go. And usually I go just because I like to get out of the house. So Fridays I'll go, and I know they stock on Fridays. I'll check it out if there's anything that tickles my fancy. Actually, this goes back to my previous thought that I don't think I got to because I was rambling about content creators talking about the National. I'm not buying. And I think that's a misconception that nobody's buying because everybody's saving up for the National, which couldn't be further from the truth because, like I mentioned, less than 1% of people are going to the National. That did not really affect me. And this is not a hobby for me. You know, I mean, my Cubs cards, which I'm going to show and tell, all 3 fingers right there. The hobby side, I'll be looking for Cubs cards, but I'm not like, I don't plan on, like, I don't have a big ticket Cubs card. Like, I don't have an agenda for Cubs cards at the National. I'm going to talk more about, here I am bitching about everybody else talking about the National. What am I doing talking about the National? Next week, probably Wednesday morning. If you're tired of hearing about the National, don't tune in next Wednesday because that's probably all that's going to be talked about because that's getaway day. But I don't have a budget. And that's something like in all these tips. I also have to step back and remember that this is a job this is my career job. This isn't just a hobby for me. So I get the budgeting part is a little different. But somebody had, I think it might've been a blog. I don't know, but I saw it on Twitter and I think it was a link to a blog maybe. And it was, don't restrain yourself, or if you have a budget, like it was basically don't have a budget, which I think is accurate. However, I'm looking at this from through different glasses, right? Because this is, as a business owner, I can't go in and say I'm only spending $1,000 at the National when some dealer could say you can have all my bargain boxes for $5,000, and it's like, wow, here you go. So I look at it differently. But there's also, like, I had a budget 2 years ago, the last National I attended, 2021. And here I am. I'm still like dodging the actual statement I wanted to make. I didn't have a budget in 2021. And I think I had a budget in 2021 and I basically was right there. But if the right card or inventory that's probably the genesis of me really thinking I could do this full time, was the National 2021, which was July 2021. And I made it happen in October. Anyway, I wanted to go back. How much Topps Chrome is everyone going to be ripping? So I wanted to go back, and I haven't been buying much this month because I am likely going to buy a lot of inventory at the National. So I'm watching while I don't have a budget, I don't want to overspend on like Topps Chrome. Like, okay, because for my business, that's a gamble. Buying Topps Chrome is a gamble. Now, when Topps Pro Debut comes out, I know that I can make my money back based on what that product is. It's not hit based. It's base based. because I moved the base. It's all about the base. So will I be ripping Topps Chrome? Maybe. If I walk into Walmart, Target, and it's there, and I'll buy a blaster or two. But I am watching what I spend. And going back to what I actually wanted to talk about originally, I'm watching what I spend because of potential inventory buys at the National. Brian Wolf is in the house, and he's tired. I got some good sleep last night. That's been one of the I haven't slept well in the last week. I mean, just with everything going on, it's hard to. I haven't. My routines were out of whack. You know, I'm trying to get used to everything. So it's been difficult to get a good night's sleep. JW says, let's hope we can keep the momentum going with last night's win. Wisdom's finally warming back up. Man, Patrick Wisdom is like one of the hottest, coldest players in Major League Baseball. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, he's not. Good morning, Brian in the house. JG says should get a hummingbird feeder, endless hours of entertainment. You know what I love about StreamYard? I can see that I'm 30 minutes behind. I'm 33 minutes behind in the chat. So hummingbird feeder, yeah. So I can't. Our landscape or the landscape company is coming in today. I mean, I've got a freaking uprooted small tree that I'm looking at right now outside my window. It's just our yard is a disaster from just the previous owner didn't take care of it, and then with just workers all over, it's looks like shit. Landscape company's coming today, so that'll be nice. It'll hopefully start looking better. George in the house. What's up, George? James wants to know, did you load up those 25-cent boxes? Not really. Not really, because I haven't had any time, so two main points. I haven't had time, and I haven't added much inventory. Now, I've got quite a bit of inventory I've picked up that I just haven't done anything with, whether it be listing on eBay. I've got a bunch. Actually, I've been listing some Bowmans and Bowman Chromes on eBay, or I'm about to, I should say. So not really loaded up. There's going to be new stuff, but not a lot. Not a lot of new stuff. JW says you could always keep a few jugs of water down there with you for your coffee maker. So I just been walking in. I've just been using bathroom water. Is that okay? Can you? I mean, I've been doing it for a few days now. I haven't grown a third eye yet. So yeah, I've just been using I brush my teeth. This is like people are like, oh, you can't drink bathroom sink water. Why the hell not? I brush my teeth with it. Why can't I drink coffee out of it? So yeah, so I've just been filling my coffee maker up from the bathroom sink. Max says birds meet on Tinder. Harlan says once they hatch, they don't settle on top of the babies anymore. Well, mama bird has been. Maybe she's not sitting directly on top of them, but she does sit in the nest. Kyle says this is like the Disney episode of Hobby Evolution with birds dating. Brian says eBay let me use PWE shipping even though 2 orders were over $20. Is that a thing? Yes, that is. And I think I just learned about this the other day. I believe it's on multiple items, it's $50. So standard envelope can be used up to $50 on multiple cards. Single card, it's $20. Multiple, it's $50. Which that doesn't make sense to me. God is great in Japan. What's happening? Good evening to you. Max says Senior Citizen Day is discriminatory. Don't feel bad. Any day or discount is BS. Seniors, vets, etc. I guess you do kind of have a point. You're discriminating against every other customer, right? My golf coach would say that all the time. What was another one that? So that was Jesus H. Criminally. Oh man! As soon as I said criminally, I forgot the other word that I had a friend that would say "Gee-zooks." Gee-zooks. Gets me every time. Sal Dougie, good morning. Angel Baby Cards, what's happening? Max says their fault for working for Spectrum, literally the worst company in the TV internet space. Probably a fair point. I see those boxes are still down there. Yeah. Yep. I didn't take those out today. Donald Davis, good morning. How far back are we? Oh, we're still 43, 50. Oh, we're under 30 minutes back behind. Good morning, Grinding for Good. We've got Red Light 34. Joe Caprino in the house. The Cubs needed to save some of the runs for today. I know. That's probably what's going to happen. You're going to get shut out today. Who's pitching today? At least it's not Tyone. The hell? Come on. Let's see. Who do we got going today? I think Stroman pitches Thursday. So does that mean today's Steel Day? Does it go Steel Stroman or Stroman Steel? I can't remember. Cubs. Oh, it's Hendricks. I'll take that. Kyle Hendricks starting today. Dang quesadillas. What's up? Good morning. Mark Marinello in the house. Mets almost pulled defeat out of the jaws of victory. Victor says my sales in the last 7 to 10 days have been down. Flawed thinkers here. Brian says you pissed off the Al Gore of eBay. Oh, God. Who's the Al Gore of eBay? Oh, Al Gore Rhythm. Haha. Gotcha. Had my first 10 card sale yesterday. Hate it. 40% gone between discount and shipping. LOL. But here's the thing. Like a lot of my stuff, I'm happy. If I only make 60% of what I sell, I'm happy. Because a lot of it, like there's no overhead, cost of goods. Especially when it's like a bunch of Jim Clancy cards. You know, I probably 10 Jim Clancy cards probably cost me a penny, if that. Good morning, Ziggy. No, what's up? I was watching Ziggy's video. I was watching it yesterday, but I think it was from the day before. Good stuff. Tracy, good morning. Cooter's in the house. Barry is here from New Jersey. Hey, speaking of New Jersey, I was on Twitter last night. Oh, I can share my screen. I'm on StreamYard. Well, shit, what am I doing? Check this out. I was laying in bed, scrolling Twitter, and uncovered a website. Somebody actually tweeted something out. It's in there was something, and I'm like, I actually looked, and I'm like, ooh, New Jersey. It's only a 14-hour drive. I could fly out there and rent a U-Haul. So there is a website. Maybe some of you have realized it. Let's take that down. Let's share my screen. It's been a while. Share screen. We want to do a tab. Boom. Here we go. Share that, baby. Here we go. Where's StreamYard? StorageTreasures.com. It's like Goodwill pallets, but storage units. So I did a search for cards on StorageTreasures.com. There's 43. These are auctions. These are like, you don't have to be like, yep. You don't have to be like Storage Wars and actually go to the units. And they actually show you more stuff on StorageTreasures.com than just a storage unit of just boxes that could be full, could be empty. You never know. So this one's actually in New Jersey, Oakland, New Jersey. Only 2 days left in this auction. It's currently, the high bid is only $120. But I'm like, man, I might drive out there and get this. No, not today. But I'm going to keep my eye on storagetreasures.com if anything pops up in my area. I thought about maybe I shouldn't share this information because I want to keep it to myself. But you know what? I'm about giving. I'm about giving. So here it is. Oakland, New Jersey. There you see there's a, can you see my mouse? There's a lot of stuff. So let's check out the pictures. Can we increase? Can we do that? Oh, there we go. How's that look on the screen? So this is what it is. So you've got some 70s football, 70s baseball, Sunoco Presidential Coin Series. There's a bunch of, I think, 89 Fleer wax. There's 89 Fleer wax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, that's worth about, because those are unopened. Those are going to run you about $50 a box. So 50, 100, 152, 253, 354. So that's about $300 right there in just 89 Fleer. You've got these sets right here, these old-timey, or not old-timey, but like greats, baseball greats and Hall of Famers. Those sell, boom, $1.50 shipped all day long. Same with these down here. You've got a couple of PSA 10 autos of Anthony Garcia from the Yankees. I don't know who that is. I don't think he's a top prospect, but hey, those might be $25 a pop. Oh, there's a couple more. So there's $100 just there. You've got a Chipper Jones down here. That's $2. That Jordan Archives down here, that's about a $5 bill. There's some Topps Platinum football unopened. I don't know anything about that. I don't even know what year that is. It looks like Geno Smith and EJ Manuel, so I'm guessing 2012 or 2014, which those were pretty terrible years in football. How about this? A 1980 Topps, and there's the Ricky Rookie. Looks like it's kind of beat up, but even in that condition is a nice card. What else do we have? There's some Jordans, a couple of Smoltz. Ooh, that's a glossy. At least it says glossy there. Looks like a Tom Brady card up here. 89 Upper Deck Smoltz. That's a $1.50 card. John Smoltz glossy. That could be a $5 card. Jordan, probably $5 there. Another Jordan, another $5 bill. You've got some Upper Deck, Austin Barnes auto, a couple bucks. Star Prototype, I don't know anything about those. There's that Brady. It's just a Prism draft. So here you've got some stuff splayed out. Looks like some basketball autos up here in the right corner. A couple more Jordans, a Trevor Lawrence rookie, a couple Trevor Lawrence rookies. So Hank Aaron statue. What else? There was a bunch of it. It said like 10,000 in the description. I'm going to scroll really fast. Here's some football autos. A couple of Barry Bonds rookies. Some vintage down here. 63 Topps rookies there. Let's see. Some good stuff and some junk in this one right here. Wow. Oh, Yuri Welsh. So those are like no-name rookie autos. I want to get to the vintage. Curtis Borkart. So essentially, I mean, there's a lot of junk in here. Oh, what were some of these boxes? Senior League. Oh, the old Senior League 89 Upper Deck. Looks like Yo MTV Raps or music cards. A lot of the same picture, just zoomed in. I want to get to trying to find the vint, because there was a bunch of vintage 50s, 60s, and 70s. But I'm surprised. There's some of these auctions with cards that are like $10,000 in bids, and this one is only at 100 and something. And this seems like a lot better. Where in the hell? There's a lot of. I mean, hey, they took a lot of pictures. Here's a close-up 82 Topps. I think there's a complete set. There's 78 with the Eddie Murray rookie right there. So I mean, this is a really good storage unit. If it wasn't 14-hour drive away, I would definitely be bidding on this. So if you're in New Jersey, I know we have a lot of listeners in that area. StorageTreasures.com. Thank me later. Okay, here, finally, we're getting to some of the vintage. So a lot of 70s stuff, old George Blanda, 75 tops, 76 tops in there on the baseball side. Bunch of stuff splayed out. Let's see. More stuff. There's some 60s football in there. Here's a close-up of some of those unopened. So there you go. I mean, there's some really fun stuff in there. Really fun stuff. Let's remove that. Okay. So StorageTreasures.com. Matt Cullen, my current 50% on $10 or undercards has moved a lot of stale items. Love it. That's what it's all about. Moving that stale stuff. I love it. Zach says Keating would be disappointed. It feels like you don't know where your camera is again. It looks like you're talking to the Papa Robin up there. My camera's right here, but I'm often looking over here because I'm reading the chat. Clayton Gordon, what's up? Excited for the show this week. Madison Card Show this Saturday, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. 125 tables. I'll be set up. I've got supplies. I've got top loaders, card savers. I don't think I'll bring any penny sleeve. We'll see. I need to put an order in for more supplies. Haven't done that yet. And I'll have my bargain boxes, of course. Oh, there's Mama Robin. Oh, that's a big old worm. Babies are getting fed. Brian says, y'all better be fast. Every podcast I listen to talks about $1 selling at 50 cents. Rest of the show will be wide open for picking at the National. Yeah, it's almost like, should I go to the singles club first? Because that's where everybody's going to be going. When everybody zigs, you got to zag. Zach says, I don't think 90% or 95% content creators are going to the National. If 95% of the content you watch are, then branch out. It's probably, and that's probably accurate because I don't consume much hobby content. TD Sports Cards, good morning. Flawed Thinker says, thank you for mentioning Immaculate Grid the other day. Love starting my morning off with it to get the brain going. Isn't it pretty cool? Oh man, I love StreamYard. I'm glad ImmaculateGrid.com. I haven't looked at today's Immaculate Grid. Oh man. Oh, this is a tough one. It's tough and easy. Let's present. Oh, so we need to stop, present, share screen, Immaculate Grid. There we go. So here's our grid for today. We've got the Blue Jays A's, an all-star up top. We've got in the columns, in the rows, we have the Rays, Twins, and 100+ RBI seasons. So what I love about the Rays is baseball cards really help me out, especially when it comes to the Rays, because there were some like random Rays. See, Mama Bird's sitting on top of the nest right now. Interesting. Anyway, so Blue Jays always throw me off. But, let's go. This is one of my favorites to use. Jose Canseco, because he played for so many teams. 2% went Jose Canseco. Oh, you could have used him in this grid too. You could have used Jose in the A's and Rays. See, Jose, he never played for the Twins. So Blue Jays and Twins, that's going to be tough. Because my first thought was, Austin Martin. But I think he was traded as a prospect. Rays and A's. See, that's a tough one. Then you got all-star. So these are pretty, like, you can pretty much guess anybody. But if you're going for a low rarity score, I love it when the Cubs are on, because the Cubs, I have obscure knowledge. So yes, Immaculate Grid. I love Immaculate Grid. Dan, good morning. He crossed over 5,000 cards sold this year. Congrats. Zach says not having a budget is as American as it gets. When I say I don't have a budget for the National, it's not like I'm going to go put 20K on a credit card or 50K or 100K by not having a budget. Now, I have I don't want to spend more than X amount, right? So do I have a budget? I guess. If I went in, it's like, okay, I'm going to take, like, my budget in 2021 was $3,000, $3,000. And that was on mostly just PC. That was PC. Like, that was just, I got $3,000 to spend on pre-war cards and dollar cards. And, some of that was inventory, but I wasn't full-time yet. So this year I have a number in mind, but it's also not a hard line. Like, okay, if the right deal comes along, and again, this is me as a business, not as a collector. This is inventory. Now, with Cubs, I don't really have a budget, but I'm not going to spend $3,000 on Cubs cards this year because now it's a business. I had a great side hustle going in 2021. Now it's a full-time hustle. So that budget is down here now. James says, are you bringing card savers and penny sleeves? I will bring card savers. I don't know if I got to look to see how many penny sleeves I have left. I think I'm only down to like half a case. And it depends if they're on back order, then I won't bring any. But I do need to put an order in because I want to get more top loaders also. But yes, I have plenty. I put an order in a card saver, so I've got a whole bunch of card savers. Tracy, my wife gave me an early birthday gift, 6-foot metal shelf, set it up last night, and she already had me move it to the corner of our storage room. Nobody puts my PC in the corner. Love it. This is when you know you're getting old, because I'm in the same boat. I get excited for shelves. Like my mother-in-law bought me some shelving units for my birthday a couple of years ago. My first wire racks. I'm like, this is the greatest gift ever. That's when you're getting old. Mark says, Oakland is a 15-minute drive from my house. Bid on that. Let's see. Collector's Dream, good morning to you. Max says, looks like a show table after a card show. All the junk left over. It does. But that's the junk in the storagetreasures.com. That's the junk that I sell. Let's see. Max says, don't do this live, LOL. I don't know. Is that me showing storagetreasures.com? 8:13, 3 minutes ago. Oh, Immaculate Grid. Immaculate Grid. Hit the like button. So before I go, we're at just about the hour mark. So I did, I'll provide an update on these cards. These cards were missing. Keep that one up there. These cards were missing. I purchased these in the pre-war collectors Sunday sale last 2 weeks ago or whatever. So they were shipped to me, my old address, because I was still living there. However, the attempted delivery was last Monday, which we had our moving truck blocking the mailbox. So I got a note on my tracking that says blocked mail receptacle, will attempt delivery next business day, no action needed. Oh, okay. That's cool. Hey, I'm cool with that. Next business day, Tuesday, comes along, nothing in my mailbox. Wednesday comes along, nothing in my mailbox. Now, we then had our mail forwarding starting either Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm like, you know what? I bet on the attempted delivery, it probably got kicked into mail forwarding. It's not when you read the chat, it's when you look to your left. Oh, over here? Oh, yeah. Like I'll see things. It's like a squirrel. Like I see a squirrel. It's like, oh, squirrel. So my and then I left town on Thursday. So I'm like, I don't know where it is. It hasn't been delivered. So Thursday I checked the mailbox at the old house before I left. Not there yet. Okay, it probably got forwarded to my new address. So I get home on Sunday, check the mailbox. One of my packages that was sent to my old house was forwarded and in my mailbox. But these cards still missing. Now, I filed a missing mail claim, I think on Thursday before I left. Just to make like, hey, this is somewhere, I want it. And somebody called me. I mentioned that. Somebody called me from the post office Friday afternoon, which I was at the rehearsal, so I didn't call back. They called me again Saturday. I was like, I don't think I was driving. I think I was getting dressed, but I called right back and I got taken to like several automated menus, didn't get to a person. So Monday, I'm like, okay, still didn't come to my new address. I called the post. I didn't have time to go to the post office because it's way out of my way now. Even further, it was out of my way when I lived in that zone. Now it's even further out of my way, 2 miles, but still. So I called Monday afternoon, nothing. So I'm like, okay, Tuesday I can actually get free and go to Verona and go to the post office. Remember, the tracking says last Monday, attempted delivery, mail receptacle blocked, redeliver next business day, no action needed. So I go to the post office, I've got a missing mail. Okay, let me check. Okay. What's the tracking? Here it is. What's your address? Here it is. There it is. There's my package. And they said, oh, the reason it wasn't delivered was because a signature is required. Well, if you would have put that in the tracking, I wouldn't have had an issue. Here I am thinking it's lost. So anyway, what I got were these. These are beautiful cards. American Caramel. This is Johnny Kling, who was a fantastic billiards player. He actually has pool tables. This is a really clean back. This one I would assume they will slab. SGC will slab it. I think Frank Schulte will get slabbed. It's got a clean back as well. And then Three Fingers Brown. You know what? There's a lot of creases. I think they'll still slab it. It's probably going to say trimmed, altered. It does look cut at the bottom. They'll probably slab this one authentic. So I'm thinking Schulte and Kling could get ones, and Brown will likely get the authentic label. So I was able to pick those up. And then Monday's mail, I bought, there's a guy on Facebook. He always has awesome Cubs autos for sale. So he comes directly to me now before he puts them on Facebook. I didn't buy. He had some a couple weeks ago that I didn't buy, but he had a good price on these. So I got an Adbert Alzolay. Adbert Alzolay of 99, auto 9.5. I'm getting a lot of glare, so I'm closing the shade. Adbert Alzolay, Bowman's Best auto, rookie auto, PSA 10. Where are we at? Another Alzolay. This is Absolute Tools of the Trade, numbered out of 25. These I got in the mail Monday. Here's an Alzolay Tools of the Trade out of 149. Here's an Alzolay Contenders Ticket Auto, numbered out of 99. 99. Brandon Cooks, 99. Tools of the Trade out of 125. There's a lot of Alzolay in this in this box. What else? Braylon Marquez. I think this is Sapphire Green, numbered out of 50. Nazir Muley, blue chrome blue refractor out of 150. These, I love these. Well, put them on the screen. Wild card. Can you believe? I love Leaf cards too. Numbered out of 5. Ishmael Mena. He was one of the prospects that came over from San Diego in the Yu Darvish trade. Here's a purple wild card auto of Mena, numbered out of 4. These are beautiful. This one's numbered out of 2. And what I like about wild card is they have not like the top 10 prospects in the checklist. Like I like having guys like Ishmael Mena and Jonathan Perlaza, which here he is. Jonathan Perlaza, red ink auto out of 4. What else? There's a few more in here. These are all in the same purchase that I made. I love this. It's like I don't know if it's a bat. I don't know. It's wood. Alzolay out of 49. Auto on that piece of wood. Ryan Jensen. Here's my Leaf Metal Draft auto, numbered out of 2. Numbered 2 out of 2. One thing I don't like though about Leaf is there's a lot of low serial numbered auto, and it's not it's like a dime a dozen. Here's another Leaf auto, Cade Horton, one of the Cubs' top prospects. He's numbered out of 4. Numbered 3 out of 4. This guy's had a kind of a breakout season in the minor leagues. Leaf Pro Set Gold Auto, numbered out of 2. James Triantos. The only issue I don't like this is he's wearing a black jersey. So it doesn't look like a Cubs card. It looks like a Yankees card. And the hat in the upper left corner is also black. That should be blue. Should be blue. Here's is this wild card? Yeah, another wild card. Jonathan Perlaza auto out of 25. Another wild card. Moises Ballesteros. Numbered out of, what's that numbered out of? 15. 5 out of 15. 2 more. Ballesteros, numbered out of 50. And finally, Ed Howard, Leaf Valiant auto, numbered out of 75 in a Beckett slab, 9.5. So those were some fun cards added to the Cubs collection over the last couple days. Where are we at in the chat? We've got Randy, the Bargain Boxers countdown. We are 7 days away. Yeah, this time next week, I'll be talking all about the Nationals. So if you're tired of national content, mark your calendar to not listen next Wednesday, because that's all I'm going to talk about. And, in fact, the following Monday, because I'll just review the National. And I'll probably have other national videos. I'll probably put out a lot of national content after the fact. But before the fact, you can hear it from other people. Sent 57 cards to PSA, received 1718, 24 9s, and 29 10s. Holy moly. I knew I would receive a lot of 9s, but it still made financial sense to send them anyway. Very nice. Bargain Boxer says, I was listening to a pretty popular YouTuber last night, and he said, quote, nothing is off limits when it comes to cards, altering, conserving, Kurt's card character, etc. Just seems that we are getting to the point that as long as it gets slabbed, it's okay. Never thought we would get to that point in the hobby. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. That is where we're at. Bargain Boxer bought 100 Leaf cards yesterday at the LCS. I love Leaf. I do too. I think Leaf cards are awesome. I'm a Leaf fan. So that's what I had for today. Tomorrow is Thursday. Don't forget, scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, this Saturday, the Madison Card Show, 125 tables. I've got a bunch of dealers looking to buy So if you're in the area, come out and sell. They want to take stuff to the National. I've got a lot of dealers who are like, I just want to buy stuff to flip, whether it be trade night or if they're set up at the National. Several of my dealers are set up at the National. So come out, see them, see me this Saturday, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 9 to 3, free admission, 125 tables. I will have supplies. I'll have card savers, top loaders, and bargain boxes. Zach says SGC is doing $15 a card at the National, hoping to find some vintage or PC cards to drop off. Excellent. Excellent. I don't know. There's probably going to be a long line. I'll probably just, because I want to sub these three that I just got, I'll probably drop those off to my buddy Matt from 5 Star. He'll be taking submissions for SGC and PSA at the Madison Card Show this Saturday. David says, leaving for Rosemont on Saturday, stopping in Altoona, PA for a minor league game, and in Cleveland for a Guardians game on the way. Awesome. That's that's like the dream. So next year, the Nationals in Cleveland, and I plan on driving out there. Next year's National might be a time where I rent an RV to drive out. I may do the RV rental. I don't think I'm going to do that for spring training because that's a really long-ass drive. But Cleveland, I think that's reasonable. And I think I might do something similar. Drive out, and on the way to Cleveland, stop in like South Bend if they're home, if the schedule works out. So I might do something similar for the National. Won't be moving, so I'll have time. Hopefully, I'll have time. I'll have time. Unlike this year, we'll see. Things could change. You never know. Zach says Lake County captains are pretty close to Cleveland. The Tony Kukoc Super Collector lives in Altoona, Iowa. I did not realize there was a Tony Kukoc Super Collector. Very cool. So that's what I had for today. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. That's all I have. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.-ish Central Time. Have a great Wednesday. Don't forget to take out your trash, and I'll see you tomorrow.